Okay, hopefully this is working. So, we are here today with Chrono. Right now shouldn't be seeing anything, it should be a black screen. The game has a weird, launcher that you use to pick whether you're playing Chrono Cross or Radical Dreamers. Also has the settings and your credits and all that stuff. But that's a separate exe file than the main game, so once I launch the game, you should see something, hopefully. One downside here. I do not have the ability to check audio levels once the game is launched. Once I launch the game, if I Alt-Tab out, it is going to pause the gameplay, which means there's no audio coming out, so nothing shows up on my audio bars. So I'm in the weird situation of every time I go to look at my audio bars, there is no audio. On this menu, I can see that I can Alt-Tab out just fine, and I can see that my audio bars look reasonable, hopefully. Hey, boss! Glad to see ya! Yeah, audio checks would be phenomenal. Also, the opening cutscene is absolutely stellar. So, I am really hoping that you're able to see the opening cutscene. If you missed the opening cutscene, if it's not catching the video, let me know and I will restart it, because the opening cutscene's great. So, we're going to go ahead and get started now. In theory, this should just pick up and go. I'm hoping you're seeing the Square Enix logo and stuff at this point. Nothing. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, I kind of wanted to just let that play out because it's one of my favorite game openings. It's super cool. The soundtrack is phenomenal. One of my favorite video game themes of all time. So wanted to let that just kind of play out. I'm hoping now that between some of this audio, the audio balancing sounds good. We'll find out once we get into the actual game. We're just gonna start a new game, jump right in. And I'll be talking over some of the rest of the cutscenes. The opening cutscenes is so cool, I didn't want to talk over it. Opening? Yes. Yeah. That's that Midwestern accent coming through. And no, Bethany has not crashed the car yet. High speed mode, low speed mode, okay. Yes, yes, yes. That all looks like what I would expect it to be. Is there a way? That's fine. So this remaster, I want to start out by saying I've touched on this a little bit I looked at it on the Switch this morning, and I looked at it today. Um, it's a very light remaster. It's effectively just a port of the original PlayStation 1 game onto PC and modern consoles. They didn't like super overhaul the graphics or anything like that. You can see it's still in a 4:3 aspect ratio from the original PS1. Um, the overall graphics are just kind of like upscaled to 1080p. Some of the backgrounds are run through some like AI upscaling to get them up to a 1080p background because they're all hand drawn. I'm fine with that because this is the first time we've had the availability to play Chrono Cross on anything other than a PlayStation 1 with a physical disc. So a $20 port of that is totally fine with me. If this were a $60 port, I would be saying this is pretty underwhelming. For $20, this is just a port of the PS1 game, and that is perfectly fine with me. So for anyone who's getting into this and like, oh man, this isn't as elaborate or over extensive as I was expecting, this is pretty much what I was hoping for. A PS1 game that is available on something other than the PS1 for the first time in a little over 22 years. Yeah. And as far as like what we're going for the playthrough here, I'm not like aiming for 100% completion or like some super completionist run. I definitely do not remember all of the secrets in this game, all the little like ins and outs and everything. Definitely not as well as I remember Chrono Trigger. So we're going to try to get as much of it as we can, and we'll just be as thorough as I can be, and we'll probably miss a few things along the way. There's definitely a couple of points along the way, I think 2 for sure, where you have to make a choice of one of 2 to 3 different options, and you're locked out of the other options. I haven't like super firmly decided which option I'm picking for those. It doesn't really matter. In order to get everything, you want to play through the game at least 3 times. I don't think I'm going to be doing 3 full playthroughs on stream. I'm probably going to end up doing it at some point in my free time, but we'll at least take a look at the like options available and make our choice from there. I think there's like 10 different endings to this game. I do not remember all of them. It's possible that after I finish this, I'll do something similar to what I did with Chrono Trigger, where I go through and try to set up save files in a new game plus mode that will let me go back and view all the alternate endings. So if you want to see the alternate endings, I might. That's something I'd be interested in doing, but I'm not gonna like commit to it for sure right now. I think the minimum number of playthroughs you need to do in order to see everything, if you're like staggering save files to get the alternate endings, is 3 full playthroughs, and I think on average the first playthrough takes around 30 hours. I'm not really planning on spending 90 hours playing Chrono Cross. I love Chrono Cross. It's a great game. I don't think I want to sit down and spend the rest of the next several weeks playing Chrono Cross. But yeah, playthrough today. This time we're just going to kind of do what seems logical. So we're going to get in here. One of the first things we're going to look at is the first bit we're going to be doing is a dream sequence. Our party is going to consist of our main character Surge, secondary character Kid, and one randomly selected character from this game's cast of 45 playable party members. It's just picked at random, so you never know who you're going to get. So it's always kind of interesting to see who you get for this opening bit. We'll just leave all the names on default, just so it's more relatable, so everybody will know who party members are. So leaving Surge as Surge. Cutscenes aren't upscaled. It seems these are still at the hey, Pink Rose. It seems this is still at the same resolution as the PS1 for the most part, which is fine. The cutscenes in this game are great. I wouldn't want them to tweak them too much, or they wouldn't look authentic. And who do we get? Oh, it's Rasley. What is it, Sergi? You look troubled. This is it. There's no turning back now. Come on, Surge, Rasley. Just you wait, Lynx. Today's gonna be the day of reckoning. Say your prayers, not that it'll do you any good. Sergi. Okay. By the way, how does the audio sound overall? Does this seem like reasonably balanced? Hopefully it's not like blaring loud over the over me, or I'm not completely drowning out the music and audio here. It's mostly music. There's not a huge amount of audio. Perfect. Good. I was hoping the audio would be pretty much the same as usual, so I could just leave it where it is. Changing that over to press circle to walk so that I can run by default. I'm not going to be doing all the comedy accents of all the characters. What's that crystal-like thing? Kind of switch. Bugger, so close and yet so far. Because every character in this game, one of the kind of fun things about this is that because there's 45 characters and they don't know who you're going to have in your party at all times, they wrote a coding system that will convert basic text into an accent. So it'll add the, like, Rasley calls me Sergi with a Y at the end. And that's just the software taking the basic text Surge and adding a Y onto the end when Rasley's the one talking it. And they did that for all 45 characters, so they all sort of have their own little unique accent, which is fun. I'm not going to be trying to read all of it in accents, because that would be ridiculous to try to keep track of. And we're going to get our first look at this game's battle system. It's going to go over it a little more in-depth later, but I'll try to give you a brief summary right now. You can see we've got our 3 party members down at the bottom there with their health and then stamina, and then a weird grid. The grid is our element grid, which is basically magic. You've got 5, well, eventually 7 tiers of magic, starting at 1, working our way up. You're able to collect spells, which are called elements in this game, and set them onto this grid. Normally when you start out a battle, all of your grids are empty, you aren't able to use anything, and when you attack, you get to choose one of 3 strengths. So strength 1, 2, or 3, each of which does higher damage, but has lower accuracy. And if you successfully land the attack, you charge up that many levels of your element grid. So if I land a level 1 attack, I charge 1 level of the grid. If I land a level 2 attack, I charge 2 levels of the grid, and so on. They're cumulative as you go up, so you'll charge up your grid. Oh god, I am not doing exciting and original voices for each of the 45 characters in this game. That is not happening. As you attack, you're going to see the accuracy changes. Each time you successfully land a hit, the accuracy for the other ones will go up. By default, the game's going to go to auto, where it will pick whatever has an 80% or higher attack rating. So if I hit this one, it'll jump up to that. If I hit this, I missed, so it didn't jump up and none of the accuracy changed. And I missed again. Oh my gosh. Surge, what are you doing? So that's the basics of the combat, is you're just going to be kind of popping your way through different attacks. This is going to charge up your element grid. Also, each attack drains your stamina bar by the same amount as your attack strength. So using a tier 1 attack, as you see here I have Rasley selected with 7 stamina. Using a tier 1 attack, drops her to 6, a tier 2, drops her to 4, another tier 2, drops her to 2, and 2 again. So you have 7 points to spend across your attacks. As your other characters and the enemy attack, it will recover the stamina on your previous characters. So Rasley's currently at 0. If I do a tier 1 attack, she's at 1.2, 2.4, a tier 2 will bring her all the way up to 4.8, and now she's fully recovered. So as your other party members attack, your characters will recover. You can actually use that mid-battle to like cycle back and forth. At any time you want to, you can just switch between characters. So like right now, it defaults back to Surge because he's in the middle of his attack chain. If I wanted to save that 1 stamina and just have him start recovering, I could switch over to Kid right now and start attacking. And you're seeing that's recovering Surge's stamina, and if I wanted to now, they're both at 4, I could switch over to Rasley, jump over to this. They will save their accuracy to an extent, but each turn that they aren't attacking and each turn that they get hit, it lowers back down a bit. So you can kind of toggle back and forth if you want to try to do some really complex stuff. For the most part, you're just going to be kind of spamming your auto attack. Usually, in an ideal world, if all your attacks hit, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1 for your attack strength. We're going to see all their attacks and everything here. Fun thing with this game is it completely did away with XP. There are no experience points and no levels. The leveling system in this is that every time you beat a boss, you gain 1 star level, which you can see in the lower left there. We're currently at 20 out of 20 stars. And after gaining a star level, the next handful of battles you do, it can be anywhere between 3 and 5 battles usually, against regular enemies, will gain you a couple of random stat points on each character. So if I kill this guy here, after the battle, we'll see a couple of party members will gain a little bit of health and a little bit of strength and a little bit of whatever. And after you've gained done 3 or 5 battles, you'll get one big round where everybody's health goes up and a couple of random stats, and they get kind of a big power up. And then after that, they don't get any further benefit from fighting battles other than the items. So there's not really a point to like excessive amounts of grinding. So there's never going to be a point where you're like, oh, I need to go kill like 300 of some trash enemy in a field just to level up because I can't fight a boss. That's just not a thing in this game. They were kind of trying to do away with the old like Final Fantasy and honestly at times Chrono Trigger method of just like, oh, I just have to get more powerful by fighting endless battles, because that's just not engaging or fun gameplay. So this one, you gain your level from fighting a boss. Once you beat the boss, you fight a couple of random battles and then you're done. It does lead to a weird situation if you have a couple of bosses that are in quick succession, like there's a few, like a handful of bosses. Yeah, you can run away in the middle of a boss battle, that's true. If you're ever like, man, I'm really stuck on this boss battle, you can just leave and go try something else or get some better items or whatever. But there is one weird situation that kind of leads to a bit of excessive grinding, in that if you have a dungeon that has like 3 or 4 bosses in a row, if you want to really optimize your stats, you're going to want to fight each boss and then turn around and go fight 3 to 5 random battles before fighting the next boss. So even if they're like immediately one after the other boss fights, you'll want to just turn around and leave in the middle of the fight to go fight some random trash out in the hallway before them. Which is a little weird. You don't have to. It's not like the end of the world if you don't completely optimize your stats in this game. They designed the game to be beatable if you didn't gain any optional stats. You can avoid almost every enemy encounter in the game. And they designed it to very much be like playable, even if you just reached the minimum star level and didn't fight any of the optional enemies in the game. It is absolutely beatable in that scenario. It's going to be tough, but it's absolutely beatable. But if you're like a nitpicky min-maxer, it does lead to some weird times where you're like, okay, I've beaten this boss and I can see the next boss in front of me, but pardon me while I turn around and go fight some trash in the hallway again real quick. As far as what's going on in the plot at this point, you absolutely are not supposed to know. You get dropped in here, you're coming up an elevator, you're saying something about it's going to be Lynx's Day of Reckoning. You don't know who these characters are, you don't know what's going on. We're gonna find out what this is much later in the game. Which is why I don't really mind talking over this bit, because there's nothing super important to know right now. They're kind of just dumping you in and letting you figure it out. Alright. What the bloody hell just happened? What are we doing out here? Wow, we're so high up. Is this thing floating? Did it feel like your body passed through the floor just now? This sure is some fort, eh, Surge? You alright, mate? You've been acting all weird. We don't know what's up ahead, so just stay on your toes, eh? Alright. Surge? Good morning, Surge. Come on, sleepyhead, get up. I'm also really glad that they didn't, like, completely rearrange and redo the music. Apparently this is remastered, so it's supposed to sound slightly higher audio quality than the PS1 version, but it is effectively identical to the PS1 soundtrack, and that's phenomenal, because the PS1 soundtrack is excellent. Alright, so we're here. This, yes, very similar to the opening of Chrono Trigger. Down to the, you can jump up and close your blinds again if you want to. Barge, good morning, Surge. You're finally up. The sun's already reached high noon. By the way, didn't you have plans to meet up with Lena this morning? Lena came by to see if you were up, but you, young man, were still off in Never Neverland. You shouldn't break promises like that. Girls can be pretty scary if you make them angry. Anything else? Okay. Go apologize to her. Don't expect me to stick up for you if Lena ever decides to blow you off. You wouldn't want that, right? That would be bad, yes. Then get your priorities straight and let her know how you feel. Understand, tomorrow's a new day. Who knows what will happen. Okay. We again have a house with our mom and a cat. Oh, apparently we have two cats. I don't think I ever realized there was a second cat. Interesting. And here we are in our village, Arnie Village. And I'm going to try to be pretty thorough about, like, talking to people and reading all the dialogue and everything. There's a fair amount of fun little background lore hidden in stuff in this game. And a handful of secrets, like this one. If you talk to this little... Got this little merchant right here with their little stall set up. And if you talk to this, somewhere in here... Where is it? There it is. Surge found a new frame. Looks like you found it. Oh well, go ahead, take it. It's on me. Surge received the shellfish frame. Blech. We can go into customize now, and window frame, custom. You've got the Arnian wood, simple line, horse, shellfish, iron plate. I honestly just really like Arnian wood. I think Arnian wood's just the best looking frame in this game. There's a bunch of hidden frames that you're going to find throughout the game. I always just end up defaulting back to Arnian wood. Hello there, Surge. Can I interest you in something? I've got some great elements. Would you like to have a look? Yeah, show me what you got. Iron Plate does have very strong Chrono Trigger vibes, and I think Simple Line is supposed to kind of call back to the old Final Fantasy style. I really like Arnian Wood. I think it fits the kind of island vibe that this game has going on. So we've got a bunch of different elements we could buy here. There's not like a super huge pressing urge to buy elements. If you may have noticed here, Surge is back down to star level 0, and if we look at his elements, he doesn't have any. Well, actually, I guess we have a tablet, a cure +1, and nothing. So this is something you're going to see. If we look down the lower right there where it says, I'm currently highlighting a tablet, and in the lower right it says it is a level 1 ±0 single ally spell. So this means we have to equip it at level 1 ±0, so it has to be equipped on the level 1 slot. It is consumable, which is why it says ×5 there. Every time we use this element, it's gone for good. We will reduce 1 charge of it. And it recovers HP small. If we go over to this one, this is a level 1 ±7 spell. And that means that it's defaulted to level 1, but we can increase its strength by moving it higher up in the element grid. So I could move it to level 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Right now it's at level 2, so it's cure +1. And each level that we move it up will increase the strength of the spell, but because it's higher up on the element grid, we have to spend more attack rounds to charge it up. So you do have a bit of a, thought to put into, do I want to make a spell more powerful, but it takes longer to charge up, or would it be more useful to have it at a lower strength, but readily available? We'll get into that as we go farther into the game. I'm sure there's going to be points in this game where I'm going to hit fights that I'm stuck on. I'm going to need to look up some strategy guides again. I have not looked into the strategy or, meta of this game in at least 20 years, so definitely going to run into points where I'm not, 100% on top of my game on this, but that's a lot of the strategy element of this game comes from doing that. Where you're putting your elements and how you want to allocate them. We've also got the element colors, which we haven't gotten into yet. We'll deal with that later. What do we got here? Well, now you're in Arnie. What brings you here to this quiet seaside village? Oh, it's you, Surge. Just don't be going near Hydra marshes to the east if you go outside. Don't want you to run into those evil dwarves and that Hydra Gnarl. Alright. Why don't you go talk to the village chief before you set out? His house is just past those gates down yonder. Another thing you may have noticed there, we can run around while we're talking to people. So if I go talk to this person here. Hello, Surge. Beautiful day outside, isn't it? Sure feels great outside. Just being able to bask in the sun all day sure is a nice change. They say the rain cleanses one's spirits, but at our age, we've had enough cleansing. Alright. I wonder if those soldiers are back to work digging that hole now that the rains have subsided. I don't know what they're up to, but it seems like soldiers are digging up all of Fossil Valley. I can't figure out what they're thinking. Why would they want to dig up a place like that? Alright. Sergi, check out this sawfish. Awesome, isn't it? Poppy caught it down south by the El Nido Triangle. Nobody likes going down there, though. They say it's creepy, but this sucker sure looks tasty. Okay. Yo, Surge, what do you think of this sawfish? Have you ever seen one this size? This has got to be from the legendary Dragon King Palace. Wouldn't you agree? You say you're probably right. You think so too, I knew it. I just knew it. If it really is true that from here on out happiness will be rolling into my life, business will pick up, money will start pouring in, I'll be able to repair my roof, varnish my boat, buy a new sail, eat as much squid gut pasta as I want to up in Termina. Ah, life is good. Yeah, right, who am I kidding? That would definitely be too good to be true, but thanks anyway, Surge. Thanks for playing along. Here's a little something for you, give it to a girl you like. And I got a Komodo scale without lifting a finger, which doesn't make any sense just yet, but we'll be getting to that in a moment. I wish the legend was true though, the Dragon King Palace. There aren't enough dreams out there lately. Okay, so we just got a Komodo dragon scale. Let's go talk around a little bit more here. We've got this kid standing by the wall. Hey Sergi, do you know what's popular among the village girls these days? A necklace made from Komodo dragon scales. You know, those monsters that eat fire. I want to get some for Kiki, but there's no way I can beat those monsters. Oh no, if I don't do something about this now, Kiki might start liking Lolo. Boy, am I in a fix. Okay. If you press square at any point in the game, you can... What the hell is a time shifter? Oh, is that what lets you speed up and slow down time? Probably. You can... Here, we'll back up a little bit. You can actually speed up the frame rate of the game, or slow it down if you want to, at any point, by just tapping the triggers. That was in the original game, only available in New Game Plus. Apparently in the remake they decided to just put it in there right from the get-go. Komodo scale. Wait a minute, is that a Komodo dragon scale? No way, is it real? How about giving it to me? Please, pretty please? Come on, Sergi, I won't ask another favor for the rest of my life. Please? And you know what? Go ahead, kid. It's all yours. Thanks a million, Serge. Let me give you this. Put it to good use, okay? We received Uplift. Oh yeah, and one more thing. You know what Pulshal's favorite food in the whole world is? Hecarim bones. If you do anything to get her paws on one, she'd obey your every command if you gave her one. Okay, we got a secret tip there. If we head over here... Got a little dog at the counter. Somewhere in here, we're gonna find... These dogs are called Hecarim, which is a little weird. Or actually, are these not Hecarim? Maybe they're not Hecarim. Maybe Hecarim's the big monster. Hecarim bone. And we've got the bone now, so we know that that's something that there's a character that wants. No answer, it's just a barrel. Okay, good. Hello, Serge, do you want to hear the real truth about the world? Insanity leads to chaos, then to solitude, the fruitless effort of adding meaning to what is meaningless. A lone crimson tear falls to the sea, the echo of the remaining star cries out in the infinite vacuum. The least I can do is send my distant prayers over the wind of time, setting sail on dreams. Well, how do you like it, sir? Were you moved? I've been dreaming about becoming a poet since I was little. I want to cross the continent and make a name for myself with just a pencil and paper. But look at me, in this puny village in the middle of nowhere, waitressing in this rundown shack. What you say about my restaurant? You can quit any time, you know. Just kidding, I was just kidding. I was just saying how good the work environment is. Alright. Let's go talk to the chef. Yo, Serge, have you heard your messages of the day from the Record of Fate? It's a green pyramid which records your daily activities for you. It's been said that this pyramid can not only record the past, but also tell about the future. But I really don't know if that's true or not. Cha ha ha ha. Tasty cha ha ha. Healthy cha cha cha. Why don't you try my Hecarim soup? That's my specialty, soup made exclusively from Hecarim bones. Don't mean to brag, but nobody can make soup like I can. Cha ha 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 ha. Okay. Humana humana humana, she sure is pretty. What a knockout that dancer Mickey is. The port town of Termina has its share of dancers, but no one, I say no one, compares to Mickey. Mind you, I've never actually seen Mickey dance. My, how I would love to see them jiggle. I'm talking about her arms, of course. Whoa, Serge, don't tell Grandma about this. Okay, so we've got a painting of a dancer on the wall here that the old man seems to be very fond of. Yo, Serge, have you heard anything about the group of thieves up on the mainland? No, I haven't. You really haven't been keeping up, have you? It's pretty big news, even in El Nido. Those mysterious thieves have broken into a bunch of houses up on the mainland. They're cold-blooded bastards. They'll go to any extreme to get money or jewels. Even the powerful nation of Por can't seem to get a hold on them. There's a nation we've heard of before. I think they call themselves the Radical Dreamers. Wouldn't want to run into those bandits. Looks like the Viper Festival will be cancelled again this year, our only celebration of El Nido Archipelago down the drain. There hasn't been anything good to talk about since the army from Por took over the islands 3 years ago. We wouldn't have to put up with this situation if General Viper and the Dragoons were still here. Okay. The Pors conquered the islands. And apparently General Viper and the Dragoons are no longer a thing. File that away. Oh my gosh, this new portrait for Uno looks insane. What the hell happened to you, buddy? So, all these little character portraits you're seeing here were redone for the PC port. It's some of the most extensive overhauls they've done on this port. And my gosh, most of them I've seen so far have looked pretty good. This is a drastic change from the original portrait. Yo, Sergi, I've heard you totally blew off Lena this morning. I didn't think you had it in you. That was real gutsy of you. I guess that kind of shows her who's boss, eh? Don't tell her I said so, but my sister's a bit too quick to lash out. Would you, make her be a little nicer to me? You'll have my support all the way. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Okay, kid. Let's keep looking around here. Aha! In the back. Are we able to talk to you? Ashul. Oh hi Sergio Poo, I'm a bit busy right now. Have you already met up with Lena? I think she was by the pier. And I think we can now use the Hecarim bone. Is that a Hecarim bone? Sergio Poo, a present for I? How'd you know? To accept or not to accept? Me accept your present, and me shall help you. Me will do anything you want. Me will be honored to be by your side. Me will use my pretty miracle power X. Me will do it, Sergio Poo. Oshul joins the party. Alright, we'll leave the name the same, just for simplicity's sake here. And we've already got our first party member. Oh, okay. So here's something I'm noticing. As I run left to right here, we're getting a little bit of a frame rate drop. And this is something I had noticed. There were some people in the comments and reviews saying that, including on the consoles, that there were some occasional frame rate issues in this port. Now, it's honestly still probably running faster than the PS1 frame rate, even when it's at lowered FPS here. Because the original PS1, I think the field stuff ran at 15 frames a second, so it wasn't exactly lightning. But it's a little shocking that we're getting frame rate stutters in this, to be honest. Boring playing alone. Come on, Pasha, let's play. Me, I'm sorry. Me, I'm a bit busy right now. We'll play later, okay? How boring. Let's take a look around a little bit more here. There's some more stuff I want to see. Time sure does fly. Chief Radius has been living here for 4 years already. He's such a bright, cheerful man. Everyone in the village really likes him. I wish he could stay here forever. I think that's just going to be all you have to say. Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly right, Serge. There it is. The record of fate. It records everything, good or bad. If you happen across one of these, don't forget to record everything you've done so far. Think of how terrible it would be if you lost your past. There wouldn't be anything you could do about it. If you listen closely, the record of fate will tell you lots of things, like what you should be doing next. When you can't hear anything anymore, well, I guess it means you don't have a future. When that happens, you should just go home and go to sleep. There isn't anything you can do to change fate. If you want to record what you've done so far, step up to a record of fate and open the menu, then select the block you want and follow the directions to save. Easy, isn't it? But you should go look for another one. I'm going to be here for a while. Oh yeah, and if you go out into the world map, you can save without the record of fate. Okay. No cutting in line, Surge. Back of the line. Alright. Can we... Surge found Cure behind the frame. Nice, very good. That's the ecstasy and anxiety of the Chosen One. A mega babe is in love with me. I'm on cloud 9, but I don't want to get dumped. Tells of how naive the hearts of men are. Only Chief Radius can come up with a golden saying like that. I think you might be reading too much into this guy. You, Surge, I think the Chief is outside. He said he was going to teach some self-defense. He may be old, but he still has some fight left in him. You kids better not misbehave, or the Chief will have to crack down on you all. What do we got down here? Ash, we came all the way out here in search of the legendary treasure, but our funds ran out. Once I'm done cleaning in here, I have to go do some yard work. We've got to do something to cover our expenses. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have tried to persuade Sir Toma to look for treasure on the Xenan continent. Ah. What do we got over here? My name's Toma the 14th, but people usually put the Great Explorer in front of my name. The Great Explorer Toma, I was just looking around for treasure. I have a sixth sense, you know. I wasn't gardening, I was really looking for treasure. Okay. Well, it sounds like Toma's up to his usual run of good luck here. Well, there's any treasure hiding around in these... No, okay, there isn't. I don't think Toma actually knows what he's doing. Hi Surge, I'm Ganji, know all and see all. I can tell you everything you need to know about using key items. How about it? No, I already know about that. Okay, that's fine. Key items is just this menu here. You just press square or X, I guess, on the Xbox controller. Record of Fate tells me not to go out to sea today. That's what I'm here for the Chief's lecture. Go against the Record of Fate and you'll regret it for sure. Days like this, it's best to take it easy. We should all live in harmony with fate. I did everything just as Chief Radius told me, and now the aches in my body are completely gone. What a fine man our Chief is. Skilled, competent, caring, I heard he was quite a warrior in his prime. You could learn much from our Chief and grow up to be a great man like Radius. Oh, I've also just discovered that apparently I can rotate my character with the right stick if I don't want to walk. That's good to know. Radius, oh Surge, how goes it? How would you like to join for everyone for my lecture? Today's lecture is the fundamentals of attack and the art of elements. Yeah, sure, why not? Excellent, true man you are. Well then, let's get on with it. Then me will watch from here. Good luck. Okay, so the dog's not joining in on this one. Come on, Surge, don't hold back. Alright, so, we're going to see here a normal battle. We start out with 0 elements built up. Select our target, and we can go ahead and attack, attack, attack. Here's some basic advice. Yep, weak, strong, and fierce, each having different hit percentage. We've kind of gone through all of this. If you jump straight into fierce attacks, you're not going to have the accuracy to hit them, so you'll be doing nothing. There's always a chance you can miss if it's not 100%, so even if you're seeing a 97% chance to hit, you could still miss. It is an accurate percentage. We'll go ahead and fight our way through this. Oh, we're getting pretty lucky here. Nice. Check out the use of elements. When you use an element, the color of the element's attribute remains on the battlefield in the form of field effects. So this is the element color thing I was talking about. Every element or spell in the game has a color, and every enemy and character also has a color. There's 6 colors total, black, white, red, green, blue, and yellow. They come in pairs. Black and white are paired, yellow and green are paired, and red and blue are paired. Using an element of the same color as your character will boost its damage. Using an element of an opposite color will lower its damage. Using an element against something that is opposing colored will increase the damage. So for example, if I have a black enemy and I use a white attack element against it, it does double damage. Same with red and blue, same with green and yellow. Using it on something that is the same color will do reduced damage. So if I have a green enemy and I use a green attack, it will do reduced damage. And in the upper left there, you can see something called the Field Effect Grid. every background, so the battle background that you're seeing that we're standing in right now, the village, has a starting field effect of blue, green, yellow. And every time we cast an element, it will replace the element in the current middle. So if I were to cast a red element right now, it would replace the yellow and push all of them out one layer. So it would push the blue completely off the grid, it would move the green into the blue spot, the yellow into the green spot, and it would put the red where the yellow had been. Element's strength is also affected by the field effect. So the more of a certain color you have on the field, the more powerful elements of that color will be, and the weaker elements of the opposing color will be. So he's going to use an element right now called Turn Blue, which just turns himself blue. So he, I believe, started the battle out green, and you can actually see if you look there at his lower left, he is currently green and blue, and that changed the field effect slightly by adding a blue to the middle, pushing everything out. So it's overall the same balance of colors on the field effect, you just swapped the blue now to the middle. Our elements here, I've got a blue element, Cure +1, which I can use on myself. Because it's not consumable, after the battle it will get replenished. Hurry up and turn all the field effect attributes blue, for crying out loud. Don't you know how to use elements or something, young'un? If that's the case, then listen up, it takes some explaining. You gotta choose attack to do some physical damage. Yep, build up your power level. Be careful, you can't afford to miss. Yep. Once you've powered up your level, you can use the elements of the appropriate level. Yep. He's kind of just going through everything I talked about at the beginning here. He's going to use an element called Blue Field, which turns the entire field blue. Now you can see all of the field is blue. This means that blue elements are going to do massively increased damage, and red elements are going to do massively reduced damage. I believe this also affects the strength of your characters, so that if you have an entirely blue field, blue characters do slightly more attack damage, and red characters do slightly less. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. I'll have to experiment with that as we go on. So he's now going to use Aqua Ball with an entirely blue field, and it is going to absolutely floor me. Oh, thankfully he missed. That's amazing. I didn't even know it was possible for him to miss. Conversely, there's a lot of blue in the field effect attributes. The elements of the opposite color red will be weakened, so try to discern your enemy's attack pattern and fill the field with the opposite color of his attacks as a form of defense. This strategy of using elements is sure to come in handy. So yeah, if you're fighting like an enemy that uses predominantly red attacks, it can be worth it to just spam a bunch of blue elements to try to cancel out the field effect so that his attacks do less damage. Uh-oh, we're about to die. Oh my gosh, or he's just gonna miss all day. What the hell? Why is he missing so much? I don't think it's possible to win this fight. Try this for sides. This will teach you to respect your elders. I'm pretty sure you're just supposed to lose this. I missed again? Wait, he missed again? What the hell? What's going on here? What's happening? I've never seen this happen. Is there a glitch? Well done there, young'un. You're quite proficient now thanks to my tutoring. Did I just win? I did not know this was possible. I have played Chrono Trigger dozens of times. I have never seen that fight won. Oh, did I have the stupid boost your stats thing turned on? Sorry, one of the other things they added in this game, if you look in the lower left there, you can see that there's some things turning on there. If you click the sticks, it activates some things. So this puts all of my stats to the max during a battle. This, I believe, makes me dodge 100% of attacks. And I don't know what this one does. There's a handful of little, like, boosts. Oh, wait, I think what it is... This is boost your damage. This is avoid all enemies, so you can't run into battles. And this... I have no idea what that would do. Yeah, I think there's some, like, in-game, like, cheats to make it easier to play the game. I think I might have had one of the stat boosts turned on. Huh! I'm gonna have to watch that to make sure I'm not accidentally turning those on. I'm not trying to. I click the sticks when I'm bored. I hate that some of the Square games do this, where they have their, like, battle boost set to the sticks, because whenever I'm just sitting there reading text and I'm bored, I'll just sit there and, like, click sticks. Because it's something to do. And it means I'm toggling cheat mode that's on and off. Is there a way to disable that, actually? I mean, that's kind of cool that I just got to see that apparently you can beat the Radius fight, and there's dialogue for that, but I'm not trying to do that. Let's head out onto the world map, actually, real quick and save. So here's the world map. Very similar to the way the Chrono Trigger world map worked. It's just a big flat area, there's no random battles or anything. You can run around. When you get close to an area, you'll see the name of the area pop up, and you can press X to join it. There's also some hidden stuff we'll get to in a second. Fossil Valley South. Some nice remixes of some of the theme music from Chrono Trigger here. Lizard Rock North, a Powell. I believe, yeah, once we get away from there, I can pop this open. Save, slot 1. Where the tides start to turn. So, I think when they talk about the Record of Fate having, like, hints on what to do next, they're talking about that, where it says Arnie Village, where the tides start to turn. It kind of gives you a hint on where the game expects you to go next. Also, we can go to elements here. Because we got that uplift element from that kid, we have uplift and cure here, sitting in our, inventory. We can pick this, and then choose where to assign it. So, uplift is a level 1 plus or minus 7. So I could assign it right here to tier 3. Once we got our character up to level 3, we could use uplift at a +2. It's a yellow attack element. We can power it up to +2 to do a bit of extra damage there. So it would be hitting a little harder than it normally would be. And you can do that for every character's element grid. You can see right now Surge has 3 slots, 1 for each level. And if we go over to Poshul, same thing, 3 slots, 1 for each level. Currently, Poshul does not have any elements allocated. If you want to, you can just choose Auto Allocate, and you can choose either the currently selected character or the whole party. Press that button, and it will just fill in their slots in what it hopes is an intelligent manner from whatever you have available to you right now. So it assigned Uplift to Poshul level 1. Cure 2 up to there. We've got Chrono with an empty second tier and Cure 2 there. So each of them have a Cure 2 or Cure +2. And then Poshul, who is a yellow character, gets the yellow element, which will boost its damage a little bit. It tries to be somewhat intelligent with it. For the most part, you can just play most of the game, which is auto-allocating your elements. And then if you get into a tough fight, you can go back and, like, reallocate the elements you need to allocate in order to make it more playable if you're trying to do a specific strategy. You don't need to manually allocate every single element you get for any reason. That would get so tedious. You're usually good to just kind of like auto-allocate and then tweak it a little bit from there. Hello there, Surge. Word has it that Komodo dragon scales are quite popular among the youngins these days, so you're collecting too, huh? What, to make a silly little necklace? That's right. Well said, Surge. You truly are a man of the sea. They don't call me a Komodo dragon expert for nothing. Let me get you some pointers. Clean out your ears and listen well, Surge. This is truly top secret. My super duper secret number 1, rock and roll to trap the sucker. My super duper secret number 2, use the lay of the land and make a surprise attack. My super duper secret number 3, there's always one that likes to play tag, run with all your might. Beware, Komodo dragons are mighty cautious and run at high speeds. You must face them with your wits, courage, and tenacity. Use your lightning start and run like the wind. Whip past them with all your might. Actually, I guess there's no point overtaking them. Anyhow, it's all about guts, my boy. So once you catch up to one, you must fight. Kick that little sucker's butt. But don't get your own butt kicked. That's about all I can teach you about the ways of an expert. Now go, Surge. Go for the gold and bring forth a brighter tomorrow. Sorry. Okay, this guy's a little nuts. That's fine. Surgy, don't be mean to my Celine. Excuse me, what? Don't be mean to my Celine. Wait, kid, talk to me. Isn't my Celine cute? Daddy found her by Lizard Rock. A lot of baby Komodo dragons play out there. I guess it's kind of like their hangout. And you know what, Sergi? Don't tell anyone what I'm about to tell you, okay? It's a secret. Lolo said he was going to get me some Komodo dragon scales. What should I do? Oh. That must be Kiki, then. Do you know about Lizard Rock southwest of the village? I've heard that a mother Komodo dragon comes out every once in a while. I've told Kiki numerous times not to play there, but she never listens to me. I guess kids will be kids. Alright. And we're gonna pop down here real quick. Oh, hi Serge. I was lost in my thoughts there. You know how Kiki's growing up so quickly? Sometimes I'm just amazed at how much she resembles her mother. Yeah, I guess my wife is like that too. She's been very much like her mother as long as I can remember. I guess that demonstrates how life continues to live on through generations. It's been about 10 years since I became a fisherman. Back then I still had other aspirations, but I ended up succeeding my dad. I guess you could say that everything here represents 10 years of my life. Lion sharks, sawfish, six-horned narwhals, you name it. They represent all my hard work and dedication. I love my job and I'm happy with my current lifestyle and all, but lately I get to thinking when I see Kiki about how I could have had a different future. What if I'd chosen a different path 10 years ago? Then I'd be living a completely different life than I am now. I'm not saying which one would have been better, I just wonder where the other path may have led me. I guess the longer you live, the more you wonder about another you that might have been. Boy, life sure is complex. Oh, hey, sir, do you want this? Here, take it. It's an amulet I made from a lion shark tooth 10 years ago when I decided to become a fisherman. I don't need it anymore. I have my wife and Kiki watching over me. I received a shark tooth. Let's talk to him again real quick. Or try to. Sir? There he is. I just get this feeling there's another me living another life. It's a funny feeling I have. Sounds crazy, huh? But if for any reason you happen to meet him, I want you to give him that amulet and tell him it's from the other you. Alright then, off to catch some more fish. I need to buy Kiki a new dress, you know. Alright. What could it mean? Not much left to explore here in the village. We're definitely getting to the end of this. Good morning, Serge. Don't tell me you just woke up. Don't you know that the early bird gets the worm? Lena's over there on the pier. Looks like her mother asked her to babysit. You'll find Lena on the pier. You can see her from here. Better hurry on over. Take my advice, Serge. Don't make girls angry. You'll be lucky to get away with only a broken neck. So, at this point, we're going to go talk to Lena. She's going to tell us that we want to go collect some Komodo dragon scales to make a necklace. You can absolutely go do that first if you want to. You can just leave town and go do the Komodo dragon thing first, and then come back and let her know you've already collected all of them. Actually, screw it. Let's do that. There's no reason not to. It doesn't really matter what order you do things here. It's all going to lead to the same point. There's also some other stuff I want to look at first. We're going to take a look here at Fossil Valley South. Hello. The poor army is investigating this area. It's off limits to the general public. We will inform you when our investigation is complete. Beat it, kid. There's nothing to see here. I don't think we can get past just yet. So yeah, we're locked out of going north. And here, there's a secret in the waterfall. Even though this wasn't listed as a location on the map, if we walk up and press X, we find this little area. And what have we got here? That's right. Literally nothing. We're going to want to know about this place later, though. It's good to know this is here. But for now, it is just an empty area. Just a pretty little waterfall and a creepy cave. And we can head down here to the Hydra Marshes, which we were warned to stay out of because of the Hydra and the dwarves. Why, if it isn't Surge, didn't the village elders tell you not to come near here? They did. Am I not able to go past? Along with the dwarves, you'll find other monsters in this forest. I can't just let you wander off by yourself. What are you talking about? Can't you see that me, Poshul, is here? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Poshul. I didn't even notice you. Anyway, Poshul won't be of much help, so I suggest you guys head on back to the village. Oh, not happy about that. Alright, well, nothing else we can do here for now. The only other areas we have left to check out are Cape Howell. Got some treasure chests. We can find a heal, which is an element. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Oh, with the Dalton emote. Very cool. Dalton is the best worst character. I can't remember if he's in this or not. Oh, I love the Chrono series. This is one of my favorite RPG franchises. Chrono Cross, I really love. This game gets kind of a bad rap from a lot of fans of JRPGs and just RPGs in general, and I don't know why. It's so fun. I was super excited when they announced this remake. This is one of my favorite RPGs, and I know a lot of people are a little upset that it's not more upscaled and remastered than it is. I'm fine with this. It is the PS1 game exactly the way I remember it, but I don't have to dig out a PS1 in order to play it, and that is all I could ask for, especially for $20. That is totally fine by me. There have been a couple of little, frame rate stutters here and there. Not too bad, honestly, probably still higher than the PS1 version. But I'm hoping that'll get fixed in some patches as they go forward, because it is a little a little bit of a bummer that a 22-year-old game is having some frame rate issues on modern hardware. Thankfully, this is a turn-based game, so it's not like frame rate issues have any, like, major impact on things, and it seems so far to only be affecting the, like, world map. But that is a little janky. The biggest thing for me, where I'm super happy that this game got a PC port, is that means we potentially might get to see some mods. Maybe modders will be able to upscale the graphics even more than this, or do some cool stuff with that in the future. Before, we only had emulation, and honestly, this game and emulators don't really get along that well, so it would be nice to see some mod support for the game. Oh, that would be really cool. Oh, you could do Kid Chrono and Gang. I don't want to spoil things. I'm trying not to talk about spoilers for the game, but you could pretty easily mod young Chrono, young Luca, and young Marl into the game. Surge and Lena forever. Okay, so we got a rock here with Surge and Lena forever. Yeah, I'm a reasonable RPG fan. Some of the first like video games I really enjoyed playing back in the day when I was young, and not an ancient decrepit old man, were yeah. Well, Final Fantasy VI, I was going to say. The Final Fantasy VI is one of the first video games I really got big into when I was a kid. Yeah, I've kind of always enjoyed the 90s JRPG style of games. And then I got super big into, like, Western RPGs later. Like, I'm a big fan of Morrowind and the Elder Scrolls series, Fallout games, all that stuff. So. There's definitely plenty of RPGs that I haven't played. Like, I've never played any of the Persona games. I've heard they're really good. One of these days, I'm going to have to get around to checking them out. I never got around to playing Skies of Arcadia, and I've heard that is one of the, like, all-time great JRPGs. I haven't checked out Star Ocean much. I've heard that's really good. I've played a couple of the Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior, whatever, games. And they were good. I haven't played many of them, so I can't comment on the whole series. The ones I've played I enjoyed, but... And as I'm leveling here, you might notice, as I'm fighting these enemies, you're seeing after each battle my characters are gaining a couple of random stats. Eventually it's going to get to a point where we're going to see they're going to gain some health and one other stat after the battle. When that happens, they no longer, that's the end of their leveling for this star. So until they beat a boss, they won't get any more stats. So right now I'm just going to kind of run around and just attack, attack, attack. Burn through some attacks real quick. At the end of each battle, you get the option to heal your party members using your currently charged levels. So like right now you can see they each have all 3 of their current available levels charged up. And if I leave it that way, at the end of the battle, it'll ask, do I want to heal my party members? So they gain some health. I can use max healing without using consumables. So there's those consumable elements like tablets that once they're used, they're gone forever. If you want to use them, you can. If you're really in a pinch and want to make sure you heal your party members up, you can use that right now. Or you can just do max healing without using consumables, which just means, hey, if you happen to have like a cure charged up and you don't want to waste it and you might as well just use it to heal your party members, you can do that. As you can see here, we use the cure to heal Pashal up full health. Good to go. And we got a tablet, some humor, and a fang. Yeah. Yeah, it's an odd way to level. I kinda like it because it means you don't really have to like super grind ever. it does mean if you get fussy about your stats, you're gonna end up doing some extra fights at odd points for no real reason. We haven't actually gone and talked to Lena yet, so we're just kind of gonna skip ahead here because we already heard from the fisherman's house that there's some Komodo dragons that like to hang out here, and people like these necklaces apparently. So let's go and find some Komodo dragons, gather some scales, and get ready to make a necklace, because we're just going to assume that Lena's going to want one. Oh yeah, no, we're like right at the beginning. I just started. I've kind of been talking through some of the game systems, trying to talk to all the party members in town and everything. We haven't even gotten to the main gimmick of the game yet. I don't think I've even talked about the main gimmick of the game yet, as far as like... Because Chrono Trigger is a time travel game, and this one isn't. It still has to do with like timelines and stuff, but it isn't a time travel game. And we'll get into what it is after we get the necklace. Once we get the necklace, we're going to meet up with Lena, and that will lead us into the main gimmick of this game. Yep, heal up, and grab this chest, one fireball. Might as well just go ahead and auto-allocate real quick, because that will definitely fit in somewhere. And we need to... We've got our little Komodo dragon there that just ran through this cave from us. If we block the cave off, and then loop around here, and scare it into that cave by coming at it from this side. Oh no, it's stuck! We can chase it in there, and there's our Komodo dragon along with a couple of his buddies. Just go ahead and burn through a few of the... attacks. If you get hit by an enemy attack, it does reset your accuracy. If you don't get hit, it doesn't. So, if during the middle of your attacking round, the enemies choose to attack all of your party members, that's fine. That's technically optimal. And you might notice here, as I attack, I just used a tier 1 attack. Poshul only regained 0.9 stamina. Poshul's stamina recovery isn't quite as good as Surge's. So if I use a tier 1 attack from Poshul, Surge regains 1 stamina. Poshul's recovery is a little lower, and this leads into an odd situation of... By the time Poshul's done using all their attacks, Surge hasn't actually recovered a full stamina bar, because Poshul hadn't recovered 7 stamina, so they were only able to use 6 attacks, which means that Surge only recovers 6 attacks. Because Surge has only recovered 6 attacks, that means that Poshul isn't going to get a full 7 stamina. Matter of fact, he's not even going to get a full 6 stamina. Which can lead... It's going to lead into a loop, where we have less and less attacks per round here. Like, now I've only got 5.7, which is going to mean that Surge only gets 5 attacks. So, poor stamina recovery on a character, especially when you only have 2 of them, can be tricky. You gotta manage that pretty carefully. And if we go in and look at their stats here, I think we can see that under status. We get some stats on the characters. Age 17 from Arnie, 5'7", 128 pounds, build ordinary. Surge's stamina recovery is 10. Stamina recovery of 10, from what we've seen here, is every point that an ally spends will recover 1 point of stamina for Surge. If we go over to Poshul, we're only at 9. So for every point of stamina we spend, we gain 0.9 stamina back. Poshul the Wonder Dog. Age unknown from Arnie, height 3'8" and weight of 26 pounds. The BIOS? Yeah, the BIOS was in there in the original. It's just that it's not something you'd ever really need to look at. You never really need to go into the stamina screen in the original game. You don't need to go into it for this game for any reason. You can usually just see all that info by going into the equip screen, and you can see all the same stats right here. So, the only reason you'd ever really go into stat is to look at the little character, like, model viewer thing. And you do get some fun things. For example, Pashal's dominant paw is unknown, and their build is roly-poly. Alright, we need to get our next Komodo dragon. Oh my gosh, the frame rate here is very unhappy. It seems to be that the larger the map is, the worse the frame rate is, which is a little weird. Come on. There we go. I'm honestly a little surprised that we don't get, like, characters' blood type. That's a very big thing in Japanese games. They really do like to give you the blood type of the characters. And I found out, I guess that's kind of similar to, like, in Western culture having your, like, zodiac sign. Apparently they associate different blood types with different, like, personality attributes or traits in Japan. Which is why, like, in all the Resident Evil games, you'll always see that, because that, in Japan, would tell you something about the character's personality. Here, this is what I was actually talking about there. You see how Surge just got stat ups in HP, Strength, Resistance, and Magic? That is the last time he is going to gain stat ups this level. Pasha will also gain some stat ups at the same time. And that's it. All the rest of the fights I do for now don't affect my stats at all. I still get the items, so I'll still get gil and items from him, but it's not going to make my character any more powerful. Until I fight another boss, and once I've fought another boss, then I'll start getting stat ups for a little while again. And eventually max out, and then just back and forth like that. Which means that at this point, there's no, other than gaining gil and items, there's no point in grinding. It doesn't do you any good. It's just a waste of your time. Dive through this little hole here, and come out the backside, and I think we can go out here, get around to this chest. Oh, that was a little weird. Yeah, and I know a lot of people that really, like, hate on this game for, like, oh, it doesn't even have XP. They completely neutered the leveling system, but, like, they just got rid of the grinding, and that's never been good. Like, I've never heard anyone talking about, like, oh man, I really miss the days of, you know, Final Fantasy 4 and having to sit in the hallway and fight the same 6 monsters over and over again for an hour. Like, that wasn't fun. Like, it was a necessary part of the game and you did it, but it wasn't fun. Like, man, when I got to... What city in Final Fantasy IV is it where you meet Yang? And you have to go... like, from his city, I think, through a mountain? Through a bunch of forest and into a mountain? Oh no, it was the... Yeah, the part leading up to Fabul. When you get, Palom and Porom, and then you go through the whole thing and meet Yang or whatever, and you're doing that. You're so under-leveled when you first get there. I remember spending just hours grinding out, like, XP in the fields just below that town. And gil. Like, you just be like, oh, I want to buy all the gear upgrades, and it's going to cost me 5,000 gil, and I have 10 bucks. And each of these enemies drops 100 gil. So let me just go and kill, several hundred of them to get enough gil to buy this sword that I want to buy. And that was just how you played the game. Like, that was, you'd set yourself a goal of, like, I want to get this sword, it's going to mean I need to kill 20 packs of enemies, so I'm just going to spend the next half an hour running in a circle outside of town and fighting 20 packs of enemies until I have enough money to buy my sword. And, like, my god, that would never fly these days. If you were playing a game and they told you to do that, you would uninstall that. That would be getting refunded on Steam so fast. Like, I'm also noticing there's a little bit of a graphical glitch. When a battle first starts, the little red marker there to the left of my accuracy, it's actually doing it right now. It's flickering. Like, the little red marker showing me which attack I have selected is flickering right now. And then once I select an attack, it's going to stop flickering. There's definitely something strange going on with how this game is handling its frame rate. I'm assuming they'll patch it. Squares, they're fine. They'll get this working better than that in the long run. And if they don't, modders will. Like, I'm not worried about the state of this game. It's also completely playable. It's just a little weird. Like, this still looks better than what my emulated version of the game looks like, and that's all I'm asking for. Like, I just want to be able to play a reasonable looking version of Chrono Cross without having to pull out a PlayStation 2 and my discs. Come on, chest. Come here. 1 silver loop. Very nice. I just heard the Komodo dragon running away over there. Yeah, get out of there. How do I do this again? I need to get up onto that cliff and drop down on it. I don't remember... Oh, it's over here. I know where it is. There's this little branch that the thing is going up and down. And we take this branch up, and that leads us onto the cliff, and then we have to jump down onto the Komodo dragon. I'm probably going to get the timing wrong for jumping onto the Komodo dragon, but at the most it should take me 2 attempts. I would say right now, from what I've seen so far, this is, if you're a fan of Chrono Cross, 1,000% worth 20 bucks. If you're a fan of Chrono Trigger and you've never played Chrono Cross, it's still worth 20 bucks, because Chrono Cross is a cool game. If you aren't a fan of old JRPGs, you're probably not going to like this. It is a very, like, dated JRPG, and this port did not do anything to try to modernize it. So if you aren't a fan of the original, you're probably not going to be a fan of this. Which, I'm sure for purist fans of the original is exactly what you wanted to hear. And hopefully, as this is now on PC, we might get some mods, and maybe they'll be able to patch it up, and maybe we'll get some really cool like gameplay changes and stuff. Who knows? I haven't looked into the files on this or how moddable it is or anything like that, but it's one of the benefits of having things on PC is it gives people access to the opportunity to make improvements on it in their free time. Like, I know when Chrono Trigger got ported onto Steam, people were really not happy with the Steam release of Chrono Trigger, and particularly the updated graphics. They didn't like the upscaled pixel graphics, and they'd modded the hell out of it to get it to basically look identical to the Super Nintendo version. And Square actually ended up going in and patching that, and they added in the ability to toggle the graphics back to the SNES graphics, away from the updated graphics, which is how I played it. Because I agree, the upscaled graphics in that did not look great. This, I think, looks fine. I haven't, like, graphically speaking, nothing's really jumped out at me either way. I think the high-definition battles look nice. They look the way my brain remembers the PS1 version looking. And the backgrounds here, they're definitely, like, run through some kind of, like, AI upscaler. But they just end up kind of looking like watercolor paintings. And that's kind of cool. Okay, press A to jump. And... missed it. Okay, so a little bit earlier than I thought. And upscaling these games that have these like old school, like 2D hand-drawn backgrounds is definitely harder than just a pure polygon, 3D based game. Because it's not just a texture that you're upgrading, like this entire background is one giant piece of artwork. Well, not this background, but the main background on the map is one giant, like, JPEG. And so if any detail that isn't in that can't just be, like, easily added in, you have to go and redraw the entire background at a higher resolution and manually add in new detail if you want to add it in there. And that is a colossal undertaking. Oh boy, speaking of bosses, we've defeated our third Komodo dragon, and here's that Komodo dragon mom we've heard about, Mama Komodo. Good job, Poshel. Nice miss. Oh my gosh. Speaking of misses. Oh, the accuracy is just not there. I didn't equip any of the gear I got. I did get that silver loop and the ivory helm, which I could have equipped, which would have been maybe smart. We can see here this is a blue element dragon. If we wanted to try to help here, we could burn a tablet or two to weaken the blue element. I'm not spending consumables on the first boss of the game. But I might spend this fireball. That seems reasonable. So that's going to weaken the blue spells of this Komodo dragon, because we removed a blue spell from the grid and added a red. So that's actually 2 tiers worth of damage reduction on that compared to what we would have had. So that would have hurt a heck of a lot more if we hadn't done that. I'm going to guess that 21 damage attack would have probably hit for closer to 30 if we hadn't removed 2 tiers of damage from it. Squirt gun is hitting for 16. Okay. And we're down. Piece of cake. Alright. And we got our first star level, our new growth level. This means that everybody gets a big boost in stats, similar to that final upgrade we got. And usually, they will gain a new element square on their grid. We can see there that Surge has a flashing new square on his level 1 grid. And so does Partial. Go ahead and cure everybody up as much as we can. Get some bones and some tablets. We got our Komodo Dragon Scale. And let's actually take a look at our equipment, because we did pick up a helmet and a silver loop. You may notice I'm not equipping Partial with anything. That's fine. I don't actually remember if Partial stays in my party long term. There might be a little bit here where they're not in my party. I can't honestly remember. So I'm not going to be giving them anything particularly valuable right now. Okay, so now that we've gone through Lizard Rock North and found the other exit, Lizard Rock South, we can actually just walk straight through it. We don't need to go through that area every time we want to pass through. And this lets us get through to the edge of this peninsula of Opasa Beach. And at Opasa Beach, there is a beach. What a shock. There's nothing here. There's not like a secret. This is a completely irrelevant location that won't be used for anything important later in the game. I'm kidding. We're going to be here in like 5 minutes. We've now gotten all our Komodo Dragon Scales. We've looked at the Hydra Marsh. We've looked at the waterfall, which is now labeled as Divine Dragon Falls. We've looked at Fossil Valley South. Let's go, now that we've killed like an entire day, wasting time, let's go talk to Lena, because this is what we were supposed to be doing from the very get-go. I think if you were like following the recommended playing order of this game, you're supposed to walk out of the door of your house and just walk straight to Lena and talk to her. So we've done pretty much the exact opposite of that. Sleeping old man here says, "It's you, Surge. Beautiful day, huh? You caught me dozing off there. By the way, Surge, do you like the sea?" Ooh. I don't remember if there's special dialogue here. Let's see if we say not really if he brings up something from Surge's past. I guess that's fine, you're entitled to your opinion, but listen to me now and believe me later, Surge. Life on this planet was born to the sea and will eventually return to it. Even our blood is mostly seawater. That has been the contract between the sea and all living creatures since ancient times. No one can defy this rule. Everyone will one day return to the sea. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Shouldn't be too long now before my day will come to return to the sea. When that time comes, I would like to drift away humming a quiet tune. I haven't been to Water Dragon Isle in a while. You can catch great fishies over there, but I only go there once in a blue moon. I want to leave them in peace. Okay, so he's gonna keep talking. Yeah, that's fine. Please stop talking. I think if we go back here, we might be able to talk to that kid before he jumps off the pier. If we're quick. Oh, if the frame rate hadn't lagged, we probably would have had it. Oh well. Lena, you're late, Surge. Sleeping in as usual, I suppose. You promised you'd go get some Komodo Dragon Scales for my necklace, remember? Since you were late, my mom asked me to babysit the kids. Turgy, Lena, look at me. Come on, you guys. Join us. It feels really good. Unlike the rest of you, we're not here to play. Don't swim out too far now. Okay, gotcha. Kids sure have it easy. Remember when we were like that? Not a single care or worry on our minds. How each day lasted an eternity filled with newness, fun, and excitement. But the important thing now is not our childhood, but my Komodo scale necklace. Yes, we have to face up to reality and live each day anew. So I want you to go to Lizard Rock and get some scales for me. I would join you, but I still have to watch the kids. It's your fault, you were late. Once you've collected some Komodo dragon scales, I'll catch up with you at Opasa Beach. Is that okay? Yeah, I've already done it. Good, that's what I wanted to hear. Don't just stand around, go collect some scales at Lizard Rock. I think 3 should be enough. Good luck, Surge, I'm counting on you. Okay. I mean, I'll see you at the beach. I'm already done. That's fine. Let's head on down here, and we'll make a little backup save at this slot, because we're about to get to our first kind of major story beat here. I think in my normal gameplay, it would be about 10 minutes into the game at this point. We're currently an hour and a half in, so we're on a good pace. There you are. Sorry I'm late, I hope you didn't wait too long, Surge. Partial, I didn't expect to see you here, so this is where you went off to. Wee, Leneth here, how are you doing? Oh, are you two on a date? Sorry, me think me should leave you two alone. Oh, please, don't be silly. Oh. Well, how did it go? Did you get the Komodo dragon scales? They're beautiful, I'll be able to make a great necklace with these. Thank you, Surge. You too, Poshel. No problem. It sure has been a long time since we last came here. We used to come so often. The sea never changes, does it? It's been rolling in and out like this since long before we were born. It's been here for eternity, it seems. It's probably seen many things, heard many things. We'll probably keep rolling in and out long after our lifetime without a single change. Hey Surge, remember that time we sat and talked like this back when we were kids? With the gentle sea breeze and the tranquil sound of the waves, just the two of us talking. Do you still remember that day? Let's go with I remember. Really? You do? So you haven't forgotten about the promise we made that day? Well, I don't remember the promise, so we'll just assume that I do. I honestly don't remember what the hell they're talking about here. But aren't memories strange? Just when you think you've forgotten about something, it comes floating back into your heart. I guess it's just lying there and waiting for the right moment. Well, we might even remember this very moment someday in 10, 20 years when we're all grown up and married and have kids of our own. When that time comes, I wonder what kind of adults we'll be. What kind of life will I be leading? I wonder what I'll make of this day. We'll never forget this day, Lena. Yeah, I hope you're right. Surge, there's been something I've been wanting to... Oh, Surge is hearing voices. What's wrong, Surge? Surge? He's gone into cutscene mode. Alright. So what happened here? What are you doing there, boy? It's dangerous to sleep out here. You're alright, boy. What on earth are you doing laying down anyway? For a second there, I thought you might have been a dead body washed ashore. Where's Lena? You were the only one I saw when I got here. Are you a friend of Lena's? I believe she's in the village babysitting. Well, I'd best be on my way. Anyway, if you're looking for Lena, you should stop by the village. You know, you shouldn't be playing out here, boy. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you now. Sergio Poo, you're finally up. Something went whoosh and me without cold. You too. Me woke up first, though. Me went to go look around, but no sign of Lena anywhere. Do you think Lena spontaneously combusted? Or, as Paschal would put it, spontaneously combusted. Me wonder if she... Oh, God. Paschal's accent is certainly something. Okay. We're back. And we can't run through this anymore. Let's head into Lizard Rock South and see what's going on here. Well, Opasa Beach, danger, keep out. Got some fish. So we just gained a star level from fighting the Mama Dragon. If we go ahead and fight these enemies now, that means we should start getting stats again. So ideally, we'll want to fight enough battles that we get the big stat level up, where all of our stats go up by a little bit. Not all of them, but most of them. So it's worth, you know, getting a few quick battles in here. We'll just kind of stand here and let some fish bunk into us for a little bit. We could start messing around with our elements a little bit too, but it's not hugely important. One thing to note when you're spending elements is casting an element always costs 7 stamina. So if I cast this, currently all I have is healing elements on Surge. Let's go ahead and cast this heal on Surge. He's currently at 1 stamina. This is going to take him down to -6. And we're going to have to recover back up into the positive, which is really bad, honestly. I pretty badly crippled myself by doing that, but that's fine. We'll live. These are easy enemies. We're not in too much danger. The problem we have now is that, as you can see, even though Paschal has spent 6 points of stamina, Surge has only recovered himself back up to 0, so he actually couldn't attack right now. So if we burn this, Surge is only at 1 stamina, and Paschal's recovery isn't actually good enough to recover 1 stamina from one of Surge's attacks. So when I attack, nobody gets an attack. What that does is it puts us both back up to 7, and all of the enemies get an extra attack round in. So, not the end of the world. You take a little bit more damage when that happens, but it's fine. We'll live. And there we go. That actually did it. You can see there, everybody gets a big stamina up. We've got all of our stats up by a little bit, and assuming I'm remembering how this works correctly, none of the battles we fight from this point on are going to give us any stats at all until we fight our next boss battle. So, at this point, we're kind of free to just ignore the enemies if we want to. We can just poke around and gather some treasure chests. If we want to fight the enemies for, like, gil and items, we can, but it doesn't make us any more powerful initially. And I don't think we need any items or gil for anything. There wasn't anything I was particularly planning on buying just yet. I hadn't seen any, like... We haven't figured out what the use for the items is yet. Oh, I want this treasure chest, and I bumped into this enemy. I could run right now. That would certainly work. Matter of fact, I think I will run, just because I've noticed there is an achievement for running. So let's get ourselves a Steam achievement, why don't we? There we go. We got an achievement. And running from a battle means you're temporarily immune to getting into a battle with the same enemy again on the map. It does leave the enemy there. However, as you may have noticed, when we ran back into this enemy, it's a slightly different enemy group. Because when you see an enemy on the battlefield, that's a type of encounter. So we had the Opa fish encounter here, and the Opa fish encounter can either be 2 Opa fish, or 1 Opa fish and 2 of whatever the other guys are called. I didn't actually look at their names. And it kind of randomly rolls it each time you bump into one. So sometimes if there's like a particularly obnoxious enemy grouping, it can be worth it to just run away if you get that one and then bump back into the enemy again if you want to get a better one. Even if it's an enemy that you're like, I have to fight this because it's standing in front of something that I need to get to. If it comes in a couple different... Oh! We still got upgrades. Interesting. Normally when you get the big upgrade round, that means you're done for the level. Alright. We'll just keep fighting a little bit. I don't remember if it's like a set number of battles you have to fight or how it works after each star. I think it's somewhere between like 3 and 5. Didn't get anything from that one, that's fine. Let's just keep on heading on. I'm not too worried about min-maxing all my stats. If I miss out on the occasional stat upgrade, it's not the end of the world. You know, if I get a star level before I've completely maxed out my stats for that level, I'll live. I know back in the day I did some, like, low-level challenge runs of this and stuff when I was just trying to burn through the game quickly for, like, New Game Plus alternate endings and stuff. Because this game had a ton of replayability back when it came out, because you had, like, 10 different endings you could get. 10 or 11? And replaying the game to try to get all the endings was really fun. And then trying to get a single save slot that you had all, I think it's 45 characters accessible at one time. Really fun. Is there anything over here? No? Okay. Then let's head on out. So they want me to go to the village. That's fine, we'll go there, but I want to look around a little bit first. Let's go check the Hydra marshes. It's a little different looking here. Several years ago, when all of the Hydra died off, this woodland became covered with a thick fog and the waters became polluted and acidic. The real cause was us humans killing off the flora and fauna. I just hope we don't come to regret the destruction we caused. So we can climb down into the swamp here, but you will get poisoned. And I don't remember how bad poison is in this game. How bad is this killing me? Not too bad. Go talk to this guy. What are you guys doing walking around in these marshes in such light clothing? Damned amateurs. Don't expect me to save you when you die of poisoning. Can I get through over here? What does this give me? Tablet? I feel like I should probably not run around here too much, or we're gonna die. What's up here? I didn't honestly realize you could explore this much of this early in the game. If we see enemies, I don't think I want to fight them just yet. Hello? Where are we going? Oh, hello. Can I, let's just save here. I think we're okay. I didn't realize you could explore the Hydra marshes this deeply, this early in the game. I'm curious what this is going to get me. Electro Jolt. That's pretty good. Give me an auto allocate on that. Yeah, Electro Jolt right there. You can see is a level 2 plus or minus 6 ability. So we've got our first base level 2 spell. A bit more powerful than Uplift. Not like, you know, end game tier. Oh my god, hello? What's happening? Captain, hey, you've got to be crazy to walk around this forest without protective gear. I have an extra set with me, take them. This way you'll be able to walk through the marsh without getting hurt. Surge received safety gear. Huh. Oh, and watch out for the monsters lurking deep within the forest. We haven't actually explored those parts yet. We don't know how to get there. Hello? I didn't know you could get safety gear before meeting any of the characters at this point. That's insane. If you want to go deeper into the forest, you need the proper equipment and the means to control those strange plants. Alright. What about up here? Can I go up here? Apparently not. I need to figure out how to control those strange plants. You know, those ones. I'm also really glad that these remix soundtracks are so... or remastered soundtracks are literally just remastered. That it's the original soundtrack just at a slightly higher audio quality. Because man, music in this game is great. I would have been real annoyed if they'd ruined that. Where does this take me? Okay, so am I not getting poisoned when I run around the swamp anymore? I'm not. Okay. I don't want to fight these enemies just yet, because I have a feeling they're going to be kind of tough. So here's the plan. We're going to run back, well... let's poke on around a little bit here, see if there's any items or anything. think there are. I do want to explore this swamp a little more now, though. Now I'm fascinated. You don't normally come here for quite a while. So I want to heal up, and in order to heal up, let's head to Arnie Village. And we'll just stop home, right? But before we stop home, we'll talk around a little bit. You're in Arnie, what brings you to this quiet seaside village? There isn't much excitement here, but please relax and stay a while. I found a rainbow shell. I'm sorry, but that's not for sale. Can I interest you in something else? Hello, can I interest you in something? I have some great elements. Would you like to take a look? Yeah, show me your weapons and armor. Forge. So this is a little different. All the weapons and armor in this game you don't just buy. You have to forge them. If we go into forge on weapons, we can see I could make an ivory dagger or a spatula, the A20. Calcium? Would a calcium 20 isotope be any good in this weapon? That seems like it would be really brittle. Oh, whatever. Yeah, we can make our stuff here. But if you look down the lower right there, that's the chart of all of our party members. Eventually, you can get it to have, all 45 party members on there. But it turns out nobody that we currently have fights using daggers or spatulas. What a shock, eh? I mean, I would have thought everybody would have fought with a spatula, but we can make ivory mail and vests that everybody can wear. But the ivory vests are actually a downgrade on stats, and we already have ivory mail for everybody. And accessories, well, we could make an ivory helmet, but we've already got that for everybody. You can also disassemble stuff, so if I want to go in here, I've somehow picked up a bone glove. I don't know where I got that from. We could disassemble that if we wanted to give ourselves some bone and a leather. One bone, one leather. We could go in and break up this ivory mail to give us some bone, humor, and scales. We could break up these to give ourselves some more stuff. But I don't really want to do any of that right now. What do you have for elements? Just to take a look and see what's available. Fireball, Aqua Beam. These are all level 1. It's okay. I don't need any of that really though. Antidote might be worth picking up eventually. For right now, I want to heal. So let's go back to Surge's house, which should be this right here. Shoe. This room looked different. Sergio, Mommy Sergio Poo, did you redecorate it? It looks a little depressing. Okay. What's going on in here? Looks like this room's redecorated too. It's kind of like it kind of looks like a junk room. It's so dusty in here. What are you doing here, man? This is my island. Well, I'll let you rest here for a little while, man. So you want to rest, man? Have a good night, man. Alright, we're all healed up. That'll be exactly 100 gil, man. Didn't I let you rest here? Quit complaining, man. Okay. Thanks, man. Kinda steep, but that's fine. Hello. What are you doing in my house? My house isn't a playground for you kids, alright? Go play outside. Who are you, mister? This is Sergio Poo's house, isn't it? Where's Mama Sergio Poo? Who? Marge? Who the heck's that? I've lived in this house for 5 years now. Sorry, that name doesn't ring a bell. For 5 years? Is that true, mister? This is really, really weird. Whatever with all your gibberish, man. Just get out of here. And these guys are certainly something. Hey, man, you're really wrecking my vibe, man. I said I don't know. Jeez, you're such a pest. I've never heard of any Serge or Marge, okay? Maybe you hit your head or something. Alright. So something's off here. Well, let's poke around a little bit and see if we can figure something out before we head back out to the swamp. Hey stranger, do you know what's popular among the village girls these days? Yeah, it's Komodo dragon scales. Bracelets made from rainbow shells. Oh, I'll never understand fashion. I want to get some for Kiki, but those shells are so hard to find. If I don't do something about this now, Kiki might start liking Lolo. Boy, am I in a fix. Piers up ahead. Listen, don't be doing any mischief to them boats. A boat is like a limb to our fishermen, but I guess outsiders like you wouldn't understand. Una, what do you got going on here? Hello? Oh, hi, are you new here? Lena, I think she's on the pier babysitting. She should be on the pier. Are you a friend of Lena's? Okay, so he doesn't even recognize us. What's going on here? Something's off. Greetings, Sonny. You're a new face in this village. A friend of Lena, perhaps? You'll find Lena out there on the pier babysitting. Okay, we can see Lena out there. Let's just real quick pop in here. Because I think we've got something special. I can't comprehend my son anymore. He hasn't worked in years. There was a time when he had his heart set on becoming a man of the sea, just like his old man. Look at him now, praying to that silly-looking doll day and night. What has gotten into him? Alright. 10 years ago, my husband's friend lost a son. The boy drowned at sea at the tender age of 7. And soon after, the boy's parents passed away too. Such a sad turn of events. That's when my husband changed. Never did I imagine he would end up like this. His way of life has changed completely. 10 years ago, when their friend's son was 7. We're currently 17. Daddy always spends his time downstairs. He won't play with me. If he gets real mad, and he gets real mad if I go down there too. He didn't used to be like that. I think he doesn't like me anymore. Okay, what's going on down here? Oh, hello there. I just finished praying. Here, take a careful look. It's called Mojo. It's a good luck charm from the Far East. Can you feel the love and affection oozing from it? It's just such an amazing messenger of love and courage. Think about it, my brother, how our everyday lives are controlled by uncertainty and fear. Our spent yesterdays and our uncertain tomorrows, how we live a meaningless today. This holy item, filled with prayers, protects and supports us. Come, my brother, let us pray together and bring peace of mind to our hearts. Where can you find true love and peace of mind? Within Mojo. Okay. I'm in. Tell me more about your religion. No answer. It seems to be just a straw doll. Well, that's a disappointment. What we got here? You received a sacred lickaroo from Licky the cat. Not. You felt a beam of light from Lasery the cat. Not. You felt an aura of longevity from Ori the cat. Not. Alright. Let us pray together, my brother. Yeah. Okay, let's try something here. We've got this shark tooth. This is a tooth from a ferocious lion shark, and look at the size of this thing. Judging from the size, this baby must have been a good 15 feet. Don't tell me you're the one who caught it. What did you say? Another me? So the other me who became a fisherman asked you to give this to me. What are you talking about? That's enough. There's only one me. How can there be another me out there? Sure, there was a point in my life when I thought about becoming a fisherman. That was a good 10 years ago. But I couldn't do it. I gave up on that path right then and there. I just gave up. I don't care what you say. This is the path I chose, and I don't regret it. Besides, you can't just change the way you live in the blink of an eye. Now, would you please put that thing away and leave me alone? Alright. Wait. Something's supposed to happen here. At least I thought something was supposed to happen here. Do I have to do this after I talk to Lena? Maybe that's it. What's the trick? 1 second here. I'm going to tab out for just a split second and see if I can re-enable the old Steam overlay, because I think I had it disabled because of the rather annoying tendency of Chrono Trigger to just crash if you opened an overlay. That seems to have busted my controller's ability to work. That's fine. Oh no! It busted my controller's ability to work, and I don't know what the menu button is. Let's see here. Okay, that's the menu button. What the hell? What is this menu? Hello? Really? Well, I didn't know this menu existed. Isn't that cool? But what I was trying to do... There we go, is close that. I'm gonna jump outside real quick, save and reload the game. Because I'd like to be able to have the Steam overlay enabled so that I can pop open some Google tabs if I want to real quick. Tab. For whatever reason, tabbing out of the game seems to have killed my controller's ability to read in the game. So we're just going to go ahead and save this real quick. Alt F4 out of that. And pop back in. And hopefully this means I've now got the Steam overlay? Yes. That's fine. Okay, Steam overlay plus Alt Tab on the same thing. Beauty. And we can continue from slot 1 right where we were. Perfect. Alright. Hopefully this game doesn't hate overlays as much as Chrono Trigger did. Chrono Trigger had a weird tendency to just like completely crash every time you tried to leave an overlay enabled while you were watching a cutscene. So hopefully that has fixed that. I want to see something here. I see. I have to do this after another story event. That's fine. Let's push on a little bit then. This year's Viper Festival is going to be some event. They're going to have a famous traveling band there. See that poster over there? He's the lead guitarist and vocalist of the band. He dresses flamboyantly, but he drives the women mad, young and old. He puts on a powerful show, too. Yo, stranger, have you heard anything about the group of thieves up on the mainland? No. You haven't heard where you're from? They're pretty big news. These mysterious thieves have broken into a bunch of houses. Cold-blooded bastard. Same thing. Alright. Radical dreamers wouldn't want to run into those bandits. Hamina, 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 what a hunk. This here is Nikki from the Magical Dreamers. As luck would have it, Nikki is holding a concert in the port town of Termina. There is a heaven on earth. It pays to live to an old age. I can't believe I'm actually going to be able to hear Nikki's beautiful voice. Whoa, stranger, don't tell Gramps about this. Okay, and we were in a slightly different one. Flower and Dream is the name of this cafe. Hi there, haven't seen you around before. Are you from Termina? How's it going over there? I bet everyone's really excited about the Viper Festival. What? My poems? What are you talking about? I gave up on them ages ago. It was just a stupid dream I was obsessed with. I never did have any talent. But how did you know about that? No one knows about my poetry. It really doesn't matter anymore whether I'm writing poems or not. Nobody would give a hoot about someone writing poems in a tiny little cafe in the middle of nowhere. A tiny little cafe in the middle of nowhere, huh? But just remember, dreams do come true. Do you honestly believe that? We live in the middle of nowhere in this tiny village leading small lives. Nothing's ever going to change, no matter how hard you try. That's just the reality of it all. Let's go talk to her. Hello, young man. What can I do for you? What happened to the cook that speaks funny, you ask? Oh, you mean my lesser half, my husband. He went on a journey to brush up on his cooking. I have no idea where he could be. Okay. Pop back here real quick. Hey, there's no dog. There's a cat. And there's no hecarim bone under the bed. And there's a lot of flowers here this time. Alright. So something's clearly different here. Talk to this kid? Heard anything about the El Nido Triangle down south? Everyone says it's really creepy over there. Some say you can hear strange voices. Some even claim to have seen a huge glowing egg down at the bottom of the sea there. I tell you, adults are so superstitious. They try to act all tough, but this kind of stuff scares them. And there's no giant sawfish. I just haven't been able to hit the big one lately, you know? I'm not really concerned about the money or profit. I just have this urge for a challenge. Come on, baby. I know you're out there. I need some excitement. Give me a big catch. No radius. And no partial. And no Toma. What we got over here? Just between you and me, our chief Ganji is really stingy. I can't cook a decent meal if I don't have fresh quality ingredients, and he complains about how terrible the food tastes. I can't stand it. That's right, the Record of Fate records everything for us, good or bad, so when our time comes for us to bid adieu, our life story will live on in the Record of Fate. Think about how terrible it would be if you left this world with no record of your existence. Okay, so this seems pretty similar. The only thing the Record of Fate doesn't touch upon are birth and death. I don't mind really. I don't think I really want to know. More importantly, what should I see first at the festival in Termina? Should I go catch Nikki's concert? The Mermaid Dance Show? What to see? Every time I come to a decision, I always wonder what would happen if I had decided the other way. Maybe I should have done this instead of that. Maybe I made the wrong choice. But luckily we have the Record of Fate. It tells us exactly what choices to make. I can't imagine life without it. Every day would be filled with anxiety and fear. You want to see the chief? Radius, who's that? Ganji is our chief. There's no one by that name here. You must be mistaken. You're a new face around here. We don't get too many visitors. My name's Ganji. I'm the chief of Arni. Why don't you stay and rest a while? Can't offer any extravagant entertainment, but make yourselves at home. We don't have that big poster on the wall either. Got a tablet behind the frame. No cure, though. Okay. Let's go talk to Lena and see what's going on. Lena, so this is where you were. How could you just leave us and go back on your own? Go back on my own? What are you talking about, Poshel? And Who are you? Have we met somewhere before? Are you from Termina? Asha, what are you saying, Lena? Hey, you! Yeah, you! Don't be trying to pull any moves on our Lena, you jerk. Don't be silly. Don't go swimming out too far now, you hear? Okay, gotcha. Kids. I guess kids will be kids. Don't worry about them. You know, you look a lot like a boy who used to live next door to me. Yeah, what happened to him? What happened to him? Why do you want to know? It's really none of your business. That boy died. He drowned when he was very young. This all happened 10 years ago. Soon after, his mother passed away too. I was still very young back then, so I don't remember too well. But my mom says his name was Serge. You're Serge? Oh, stop that. That's not even funny. The boy is dead, don't you understand? That boy, I guess I kinda liked him. If that boy was still alive today, I wonder what would have become of us. Sure is weird. Why am I opening up to you like this? Well, I guess there's no use thinking about the past. It's not like Serge is going to come back. Mom always tells me I shouldn't dwell on lost loved ones. You can go find his grave up on Cape Howell. Actually, why don't you go and visit the gravesite? No one's been up there in a while. Well, I still have some chores to finish. Sorry I blew up at you like that. Goodbye, stranger. Okay. So something has gone very wrong here. Talk to this guy real quick. What's he got to say? Tranquil sound of the waves does it to me every time. It makes me so sleepy. I bet the lullaby we heard in our mother's wombs was kind of like this. One day we will all return to the mother's sea, embraced by her lullaby. Okay, so he just still really likes the sea. Some things never change. Well then, we're supposed to go visit the grave up here on Cape Howell. Take a look at Fossil Valley though while we're at it. We're going to leave Cape Howell for later. Acacia Dragoons are currently investigating this area. It's off limits to the general public. We will inform you when our investigation is complete. Beat it, kid. There's nothing to see here. And we still can't get through. Alright. How about here? Ah, hello. Who are you? In the old days, many of my friends and fellow believers would come here to worship. It was quite lively, particularly during the festival seasons. How I miss those days. Years ago, these falls were considered a holy place by the worshippers of the divine dragon faith. Then hordes of humans began to migrate to these islands, and we were pushed into the outlying regions. In the cultural takeover that ensued, the spiritual significances of such places, such as this, was soon forgotten. The divine dragon faith. Can't let you in until our investigation is complete. Hey, Captain, found anything yet? Finders keepers, we were here first. Who could be in there? Alright, let's go check out these marshes. Now that we've got the safety gear and we're all rested up, I'm a little more confident in my ability to handle the enemies. Give it a test, though. We've got this thing here. Let's fight it. Can't be all that tough, right? Like, right at the beginning of the game. Okay, this thing is green innate. So what if we do... Okay, we get ourselves up to level 2, and then pop an Electro Jolt. It's using Toxic Burst. This is... Did it poison us? What was that? Max healing without consumables. Okay, we got an arrow saucer. I don't remember if you can get... Oh, we are poisoned. Ugh. Okay, that's bad. I don't have a way to cure that. This poison... Oh, we are taking damage. Okay. Alright. Maybe we go rest up real quick and try to avoid some enemies as much as possible. I suppose we could maybe buy some antidotes too, but antidotes are limited use. Also, there's no, like, usable items in this game. Like, there's not, like, potions and stuff. It's all elements. So you can buy elements, you'll have, like, tablets and stuff, which are the equivalent of a potion. Antidotes, which are the equivalent of an antidote, but they're elements, they're not items. So you can equip them onto the grid, you can use them straight from your inventory if you want to, but when you're in battle, you can't use the ones that are in your bag, you can only use the ones that are on your grid. So like the spam we were using in the fights against Lavos at the end of Chrono Trigger, where I was just popping Mega Elixirs out of my bag. Yeah, you don't get to do that. You gotta put them on your grid somewhere if you want to use them in battle. Alright, so watch out for that burst, because that's a little concerning. There's a way up there. There's a way up here. Where's this go? Okay. We got some weird monsters up that way. We can poke this stick to get down there. Oh. It just slapped me. And Surge is walking away. And that actually did some damage to us. Alright. Okay. Well, I at the very least want to know what this chest is, right? Like, that might be something good. Oh, the surface of this slope is too slippery to climb. Well, I guess I won't know. We're not going that way. Okay. I guess that's all we can explore for now. I honestly didn't even know you could explore that much, so that's something new at least. And now we're on to Cape Howell. And we're gonna make what might seem like a completely insane decision here, but I promise you it makes sense. Let's run around a little bit. I'm gonna fight the enemies, make sure we're nice and capped up, make sure I don't have any more stats to gain. Also gotta re-earn that money I just spent sleeping at that inn from my insane idea to wander into the poison swamp. With no antidotes. This is why they tell us kids not to play in that Hydra swamp. Alright. We're doing okay here. Let's get another round in, and we should be able to heal ourselves back up now. Just using our elements without having to go back to that inn, because this ought to have enough elements available that I can just heal up from here. Perfect. And I just get this treasure chest. Electro Jolt, very nice. I don't really want to fight you. And a bone. So we had that little stone up here that said Surgeon Lena Forever. Go see what it says now. There's some writing on the tombstone. Rip, our beloved Surge, died age 7. Nobody can take anything away from him, nor can anyone give anything to him. What came from the sea has returned to the sea. Then you must be the ghost of the boy who died 10 years ago, Surge. Hey! Quit kicking my dog! Don't move. Sorry, Junior, we have no business with your friends. We're just after you. Be a good boy and come with us. Sir Karsh, do you think it is truly true that this chap is a ghost? He seems like a perfectly perfect young boy to me. That doesn't matter. We found the boy here just as he said we would, didn't we? Now seize him. Hold your seahorses. It's cutscene o'clock. Who the... Out of the way, Missy. You don't want to get hurt now, do you? Shut your trap. You're the ones who'd better get out of the way. No problem? Do you have a shaken idea who you're dealing with, Missy? I love these two, by the way. They're some of my favorite characters in the series. And yeah, Thomas, this bit's great. This whole bit is just so fun. That's enough. Listen up, Junior. Our orders are to take you in. We don't want to hurt you. Just come with us. Or else this axe of mine will have to do the talking. Crying out loud, would you just shut up and get on with it? I'm gonna kick your sorry arse so hard you'll kiss the moons. Fair enough, you leave us no choice. You'll regret this, Missy. Alright. What do we got here? We've got salt, pepper, and karsh. Let's go ahead and start picking through the ads. Sir, his innate element color attribute is white. Right, that does it. Quick, attack him with the opposite element attribute color, black. How unfortunately unfortunate. I do not seem to have any, sir. You nincompoop, you should always carry elements of every color. Then how about you there? I'm shaking in my shoes to tell you this, sir, but I don't have any either. We'll have to let you, Sir Karsh, show us how it's done. Useless fools. Real men don't need magic when they can fight with their might. Alright. Sounds good. No magic. You got it. I think I got the right takeaway from this tutorial here, is never use magic. I mean, they're not very competent. They're great. They're named after, like, salt and pepper. How much more competent could you be? We'll be seeing a lot of them. Alright, let's cut through that. Alright, Karsh. Just you and us now. And I took the correct lesson from this tutorial in that you never want to use magic, just always use brute force. That's the way apparently real men do it. So Surge and Girl here are gonna use nothing but brute force. Because Girl is a real man. It is the Turian way. I guess Karsh would make a good Turian. Him and Victus would get along real well. Alright, our new growth level. Look at all that. And we got a rank 2 element slot. Some stuff. So Karsh, I say we shake it on out of here so we can live to fight another day. These aren't no ordinary brats we're dealing with. Damn cowards. As for you, Missy, we won't forget this. I'm so scared. I'll be happy to take you on any time. Think I'll lose to scum like you? You alright, mate? Surge, your name's Surge, isn't it? Me? My name's... And default is Kid, and that's what we're going with. Parents really put some thought into that one. Call me Kid, nice to meet ya. I just couldn't stand by and watch those blokes gang up on you like that. They just pissed me the bloody hell off. I wish I could have beat on them some more. But why was that mob after you? What do you mean you've never even met him before, eh? Ah, forget it. Hey Surge, how about you and me team up for a while? That Karsh fella ain't gonna just leave you alone, that's for sure. And to tell you the truth, I'm new to these islands. It's pretty lonely traveling around here on my own. So how about it? Maybe it was fate that we'd meet up like this. Now normally you'd think, you know, travel together. And if you choose to travel together, she just joins you and you go on your way. I would honestly recommend refusing. Hang on. Are you telling me you're going to refuse the company of a lonely, vulnerable, sweet little girl? And just go with ... You're sure there, mate? You might live to regret it, you know. No thanks. Jeez, well have it your way, mate. I'll be heading up north to a town called Termina. It'll be getting pretty dark pretty soon. I suggest you go find a place to shack up for the night. Don't want you to become Hecarim bait now. Well, see ya. Okay, she's off. And we don't have her joining the party. Hey, look, our dog's back. It was terrible. They should be kind to animals. Yes, yes, I agree. That's fine. But now that we turned down Kid, we get this cutscene, which you don't get if you let Kid join you. Rise and shine, everyone, a new day awaits. I'm glad I found you here, though. Surge, right? Kinda feels odd calling you that. You know, I've been thinking. Maybe you had some kind of accident and hit your head, that's why your memory's all messed up. You're really someone else, but you think you're the Surge who died 10 years ago. I want to help you, I can't just leave you alone like this. And you don't seem like such a bad person either. You're planning to go to Termina, right? Then let me join you. I have some errands to run over there anyway. And to tell you the truth, it feels like I've always known you. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Well, that's that. Shall we get going? Lena joined your party? Yep, we're not going to change her name. That's fine. Okay, let's head to Termina. So yeah, if you turn down Kid at the... full speed ahead. If you turn down Kid at the Cape there, you get Lena in your party. And you will get a chance to get Kid again later, but if you just pick up Kid, you miss this out. You have to wait till the next playthrough. And as long as we're picking up party members, let's take a quick poke back up here. Because we should be able to do something else now, too. Go, show this guy that necklace again. I said, let's go show that guy this necklace again. There we go. This is a tooth from a ferocious lion shark. Yep, 15 feet long. Don't tell me you're the one who caught it. Nope, parallel universe. You got it. In another life, you would have been a fisherman. You got it 10 years ago. You gave it up. Now that we've done the cape, apparently that's the cutoff point. You have to have done the cape before you give him the necklace. Now that we've done the cape, Boogum, hold on a second there. What was that? Love is always in the air, it's just that no one notices. I am Mojo, and I bring good fortune. Boogum. This can't be happening. How in the... I sense some kind of purpose. Seems like fun, so I will join you. Wait a second. There's nothing droll about me, just a word of advice. Stop running and come face to face with your life. A messenger of love and courage I am. I'm lucky, 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 I think they might have changed his accent slightly. Because he used to end a lot of words with a random OM at the end of them for no reason. So I think we actually, they changed his accent a little bit. I'm hoping they haven't done that for many of the other characters. And now we have a choice to make, because now we have 4 party members to choose from in our party of 3. If we look at Mojo, he is much more agile, slightly higher health, but weaker than Lena. He is higher accuracy than Toshal, way more agile. Much better magic resistance. But the big one you're going to want to look out for is the innate element. Because having a good mix of innate elements is really important in this game. You want to have good coverage. So for example, having one party member from all 3 pairings is a good general one. If there's a particularly tough boss you're going up against, you might want to plan a team that's going to have elemental pairings that counteract that. So if you're going up against a green boss, you might want to bring some extra yellow party members along with you to help negate the damage you're going up against. For right now, we're going to leave it as these 3. Mojo is actually one of my favorite characters. I think he's such a cool character design. like the weird straw man voodoo doll thing is really neat. I like his little candles. I love the nail through him. That's really cool. That's actually his weapon. When he attacks, he just runs up and hits things, like spins in a circle and hits them with the nail. But yeah, for right now, we'll just go with Lena. We'll get a chance to see all the party members at some point or another. I'll make sure I show everybody off at least once. Matter of fact, maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll switch out Pashel for... let's try that. We'll switch out Pashel for Mojo for a little bit, just for fun. Switch this out for the Ivory Vest? That's worse, right? So we're currently at... The Vest, I think, is worse overall. Let's switch that out, and then, how do I switch party? Huh. Do I have to go talk to Mojo again? I feel like there's a party switcher device or something I get at some point here that's going to let me switch party members. Is it just like select? No, that just switches who's in the front of my line. Okay. Can I switch with you? No? Okay. Whatever. Maybe I get the party selector later. It's honestly like, this is the earliest possible point that you could have the ability to have a fourth party member. And it's only possible if you turn down Kid. If you go back and get Mojo after getting Kid, actually I guess that would still give you 4. You'd have to, if you skip Pashel, you wouldn't have 4, but... Let me see where we're at here. I might call it a part here for now. Getting pretty close to 6 a.m. for me, and I gotta work early today because we got inventory coming up this week. So I think I'll call it a part here for now. We've kind of wrapped up the first, like, the opening stretch of the game here. Next up, we're going to be going through and dealing with a bunch of stuff up north in Termina. We'll get a few more party members. We'll get a little bit farther in the story. Yeah, this is the intro to the game. Kind of sets up the premise of it. You get to see a little bit of how the game systems and mechanics work. As far as like mechanics, it's honestly a pretty large change from Trigger. Like Chrono Trigger to Chrono Cross, they play very, very differently. But you get a fun couple similarities. I love the art style. I love the music. The music in this game is absolutely incredible. The story is really cool. The accents are very interesting, and they are only going to get more interesting. There's actually, in Chrono Trigger, if you saw the endings there, there's the developer room, where you get to go and talk to all the people that worked on the game. They have a similar ending in this one, where you get to go to a developer area and talk to all of the people who made the game. And one of them, at least in the original one, I'm assuming it'll be the same in this, is the developer that designed the computer system that applies the accents to the characters. Because when they had 45 characters, they don't know who's going to be in your party. They wanted to make sure you'd always be able to have characters feel distinct, because that was one problem they had in Chrono Trigger, is that sometimes there were scenes where they didn't know who was going to be in your party, but they needed to make sure somebody said something, and so they would just have generic text come up. And in Chrono Trigger, it was always obvious when this was happening, because they wouldn't have the character's name in front of it, but just have some generic text, and they would have one of the characters in your party do a little animation to show that they were the one that was supposed to be talking. But, like, Frog always had that, like, thou art verily aware of, you know, he had that kind of old-timey accent to him. And when he was speaking generic text, it didn't have that, because it could be Frog or Robo or Ayla or whoever saying it. So you'd have times where, like, there would be perfectly clear English being spoken, and it was coming out of Ayla. And that doesn't make any sense, because Ayla doesn't speak English. So in this game, they just wrote all of the generic text in just plain script English, and then had a computer apply a filter to it to give it the accent of the character. So like Poshal's lisp, or Mojo used to have a lot of random ums added to the end of things. I didn't see any here, so I'm hoping they didn't like remove that. But yeah, in the developer room, you get to talk to the developer that designed that system, and he gives you a little speech, and you can pick all 45 characters. He brings up a little pop-up menu, and you get to pick any of the characters, and he'll say the speech in any of their dialogues, because all it's doing is just running it through the filter for that character. It's a really neat system, and it honestly worked really well in the original game. There were very few times that you would run into a, like, this is almost illegible, accent. I was actually talking about this with Bethany, when they first announced Chrono Cross was getting a remaster. We were talking a little bit about Chrono Cross as a game, because Bethany had never played this one, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of a neat little old school RPG. And I was like, this is a Japanese RPG, and I'm like, how would you do written accents in Japanese? Like, because of the way the language structure works there, where it's like, it's not a phonetic, like, alphabet? So I was like, I don't know how that would work, but we looked it up, and it's apparently like you draw like different accent marks on the or thicknesses of the lines and stuff, and you can do a similar thing in the Japanese language. It's not the same. It's a really interesting idea of how different like languages and different written languages work. And yeah, the fact that they were able to get that working at all in this game is really impressive. It's really cool. Yeah, thanks for joining. I'm really excited to be playing this again. I'm super looking forward to going through this all, and I'm really looking forward to being able to point out some of the fun, like, references and connections to Chrono Trigger as we come across them. Because as you may have noticed right now, this game, for all intents and purposes, has nothing to do with Chrono Trigger. There's been one reference to the Nation of Poor, and we ran into Toma the Explorer. But, like, plot-wise, this doesn't have anything to do with Chrono Trigger so far. But we'll get to see how that all fits together later. It's going to be quite a bit later, but we will get to see how that all fits together later. So, thank you for joining, and I will see you next time. I'm probably not going to be streaming this tomorrow night, just because I want to take some time to, work on some miniature painting and stuff at some point this week. And we've got our inventory coming up, and I'm probably going to be pretty busy. But I will be doing this one as my regular-ish nighttime stream for a while. Until I've finished at least one full playthrough of it, and I might take a peek at doing some of the like New Game Plus stuff. At least try to get some of the particularly interesting endings if I can quickly. But yeah, thanks for joining, and I will see you back next time. Watch on Twitter. I will post updates on what the plans are for streaming this on there. And yeah, if you're interested in following it, just follow me on here. You'll get updates. There'll be stuff on Twitter. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining.